Brookdale Community College, the power to provide accessibility to over 60 degree and certification classes on campus and online, to provide a rich community of faculty and student life, to provide affordability through financial aid, scholarships, and grants. Brookdale Community College, the power to provide you the access, affordability, and community to reach your education goals. Join us March 31st from 1 to 4 at our Spring Open House. RSVP today at brookdalecc.edu/open house.
This is not your ordinary community college. This is an education for the 21st century, a college that learns from industry trends and adapts to the changing job market. This is a group of acclaimed professors and a staff who will stand at your side and help you kick down any door you choose. This is where you can learn a new skill or earn a degree, online or in person, at 6 locations across Monmouth County. This is not your ordinary community college. This is Brookdale. This is college redefined. This is success reimagined.
Come be a part of the Brookdale community, where students from all countries and backgrounds are accepted.
Jesteście tutaj mile widziani.
You are welcome here.
Você é enviado aqui e obrigado por fazer parte de nossa comunidade.
You are welcome here.
Você é bem-vindo aqui. Obrigada por fazer parte da Brookdale.
You are welcome here.
Jij is welkom hier en dankie dat je deel is van Brookdale.
You are welcome here.
از صمیم قلب همگی خوش آمدید.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale è davvero accogliente.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
Brookdale 是个很好的地方，这里的老师还有 tutor 都非常友善。tutor 在帮助我学习很多的方面。
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here. You are welcome here.
我哋好歡迎你過嚟我哋嘅學校讀書。
You are welcome here.
Bienvenido a Brookdale. Ven a Brookdale. Brookdale 오신 걸 환영합니다.
You are welcome here.
You are very welcome here.
Bienvenue à Brookdale. Nous vous accueillons avec plaisir dans notre communauté.
You are welcome here.
You are welcome here.
नमस्ते. Brookdale में आपका स्वागत है.
You are welcome here. Come, be a part of Brookdale.
It felt like I was actually in the virtual reality game. Like I was on a real live roller coaster. I was going upside down. I was feeling the wind in my hair. It was amazing. Oh my God, that was so cool. I love it. Thank you so much.
My name is Matthew Walker and my major is computer science. This event has been pretty fun so far. I enjoyed the VR quite a bit.
I like how you feel like the motion, like you see where you're going, and I was sweating because I thought it was real because the VR headset. I'd probably do it again.
My name is Rebecca Nestor. I'm the Vice President of Student Life Board. We plan these events during college hours, Tuesdays and Thursdays, from 11:30 to 1:15. So we have pumpkin carving contest where you can win prizes. We also have free apple cider, free water, and free popcorn.
have pumpkin painting that's going on right now. One of the things that makes Brookdale really great and unique is the involvement of our students in student life and activities.
My name is Brendan Gillespie. I'm here at the Brookdale Student Life pumpkin carving. I'm president of the theater club here. This is my second year as a student here at Brookdale. I'm on the executive board of Haunted Theater. Just to be able to do this as a student is so much fun.
Today I am carving a pumpkin for the first time. I'm going to do a simple face on it, and I'm saving the pumpkin seeds to eat them later on.
Our top winners are number 4, number 6, and number 16.
If you're looking to have fun and meet, If you're looking to have fun and meet some people with the same interests as you came to the right place. Here at Brookdale, we have the Involvement Fair where over 30 different clubs and activities are showing students what they're all about and trying to recruit new members. If you like math, poetry, writing, theater, odds are you find the group that's right for you. Let's go check it out.
My name is Justice Lawless, and I'm here looking at all the clubs. So far, I saw the Outdoor Sports Club, the Student Life Board, and the Education Club.
And my name is Isaiah Brinson, and I am the treasurer for the Architecture Society. Our goal is to try to bring in the incoming students who are interested in architecture, get them accustomed, pair them up with a second year so they understand and so they know, like sort of like a guide or a mentor to help them out during their first year.
My name is Bailey. I'm the president of Theater Club. What we do every week is we do a lot of improvisational games. And there's no experience necessary, no participation necessary. If you just want to come and have fun, then that's kind of what we're here for. This semester, we've also made it a point to kind of switch things up a bit. So we have like a t-shirt day, we're celebrating Halloween and Thanksgiving, and we have a partnership with Alliance. So we have a date where we're going to collaborate.
I'm really interested in performing arts, so I was looking at like theater club and a cappella, but I've seen clubs that have to do with like anime, and there's like all different types for literally every interest.
Yeah. Ooh, yes. Well, guys, I think I found the club that's right for me. To learn more, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Pearl with Brookdale Television. Thanks for watching. Oh, na, na, na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo!
And now welcome inside the Collins Arena as we get set for Jersey Blues basketball here on Brookdale TV. Brian Goudsworth, Tim Catalfamo here with you as the Brookdale men's team gets set to play its regular season finale tonight against Camden. And Brookdale enters the night in the 5th spot in the Region 19 standings. But Tim, the goal from day one has been to crack that top 4 in the standings. And with a win tonight and potentially some others shuffling around at the top of the region, Brookdale will be able to do just that.
Yeah, Brookdale's really in many ways control their own destiny. They really don't have to worry about too much about seeding is concerned. They're going to be in the top 4 if they get a win tonight. It's just where in the top 4. They're going to be 4th, they're going to be 3rd, so we'll figure that out. Camden on the other side, too, they are in the tournament as well, so it's really just a matter of just seeding at this point.
And meanwhile, it's a special night here at the Collins Arena as the Jersey Blues are about to honor the 5 sophomores that they have on the roster, and that ceremony is now underway.
Yeah, each player is going to get a plaque of a framed photograph of them playing in their time at Brookdale, along with a bouquet of flowers for their mom and other family members. So, very special night.
And so just to name the 5 sophomores, they are Makai Morgan, Teray Gatling, Stefan Forbes, Teray Merritt, and Jameer Calhoun. And when you look at those 5, Tim, in terms of on-court performance this year, there's no doubt Jameer Calhoun has been the biggest factor.
Well, Jameer Calhoun has performed very well. Teray Gatling, though, I think you also have to put in that conversation. And then, of course, you have players like Stephon Forbes, Teray Merritt, and Mekhi Morgan, who also contributed in many other ways, not just on the floor but during practice. So the whole group really is losing a lot of good quality players in that sense. So for Brookdale, it's kind of a bittersweet moment because now you have these players going on to bigger and better things.
From East Stratford, Pennsylvania, number 4, Stephon Forbes.
And here's Forbes, the next to be honored, a guy who joined the program for this season in the second semester, and we've talked about when he's on the floor, it's that sharp shooting ability that he has, and lately he's been able to find a rhythm.
Yeah, he's actually played very well as of late. He's gotten some more minutes on the floor. He's been knocking down threes. He likes that corner three shot, and he's been performing better. We're seeing a lot more minutes out of Stephon Forbes as we get towards the end of the year. So certainly a very special player, very talented player, and depending on how things work out, not just in the tournament, but possibly in the national tournament, Brookdale's the reigning national champions. They're looking to get back to that tournament this year. He should play a very big role on their performance on the floor.
So it's a nice moment for the sophomores and their families on hand here before we get set for the opening tip in the final regular season game of the season. There's Teray Merritt the next. Final one will be Jameer Calhoun. Will find his way in the starting lineup in a usual spot. We'll give you the starting lineups in just a moment. Now, what a year it's been for Calhoun. He's just such an impressive player to watch just because everything he does so smoothly.
Well, he certainly is a very gifted player, certainly a talented player that Brookdale was able to take on for 1 year because he already had 1 year of eligibility actually at Ocean County several years back. So Brookdale's been very impressed by his performance on the floor. He's a player that when he gets touches during the game, Brian, the offense just in general is so much better off because he's able to make decisions in the paint. He can either turn around or shoot it or give it off to somebody else who can make a play. So that's what makes him such a dynamic player on the floor.
And so we'll give you the starting lineups here as we get set for the opening tip. First for the Jersey Blues, and it's a familiar starting five of Jordan Smith, Teray Gatling, Randy Sutton, Jameer Calhoun, and Tyler Hawkins, as you see right there on your screen. That's the lineup that Coach Paul Chizek and the rest of his staff has grown accustomed to. He's comfortable with that group.
Well, they certainly like the lineup. They feel that gives them a lot of energy and a lot of speed on the floor. So you have players like Jordan Smith, who's very versatile, Tyler Hawkins, primarily the player who handles the ball a lot of the time. And then, of course, you have players like Teray Gatling, Randy Sutton, and Jameer Calhoun that all really contribute in many different areas. Gatling's a big player downstairs. Calhoun's kind of a diverse player that can go all over the place. And then Randy Sutton, a very fast but sneaky player we don't talk about too often that plays very well.
And for the visiting Camden Cougars, who are one game under the 500 mark overall at 13-14, and they have a starting lineup this evening of Nassim Hinson, Keyshawn Smith, Ronell Garrett, William Joseph, and Ishmael Sangar.
Yeah, and interesting about Camden, they are 13-14 overall, but they have already qualified for the Region 19 conference tournament because they're 12-11. And you might say, well, what happens if they lose tonight? Remember, the rule to get to the tournament, the way that the current rules are for NJCAA Region 19, is you have to be at 500, either overall in your overall record or in your conference. So in the case with Camden, even if they fall to Brookdale tonight and finish the year 12-12 in conference, that's still 500. So they are going to be in the tournament. The question now is, who are they going to play? And most likely, whoever it is will also be able to get in there by virtue of just being above 500. Now, it's interesting, we talk about that, and we were watching the most recent game on Saturday against Passaic. Passaic, of course, lost to Brookdale. Brookdale was able to get the win 79-75. Passaic dropped out of the Region 19 conference standings and went below 500 and therefore is not going to make the tournament unless they beat Bergen tonight. That's a big game that's up at Bergen, taking place right as we speak. So if Passaic can get a win and pick up a win on the road against Bergen, they'll be 500, they'll be in the tournament. So there's a lot of seeding and shuffling around that has to go on over these next couple of days until we finally have a better idea of what we're looking like in the upcoming tournament.
Yeah, and then another game that is of particular interest to Brookdale that's on the Region 19 slate for tonight is a matchup of Northampton and Middlesex, because those are two teams that right now man two of the top 4 spots. And of course, as we talked about, Brookdale is pursuing one of those top 4 positions.
And the reason why Brookdale's keeping an eye on that is because Brookdale split a pair of games with Middlesex this season. They beat them early on in the year. They lost them most recently this month. And then in the case with Northampton, Brookdale beat Northampton in a single matchup. They didn't play them at Northampton. They only played them here in the Collins Arena once this season. So that's why Brookdale's very interested to see how that game will go, because that will depend whether or not Brookdale goes to 4th or 3rd in the standings. Again, the top 4 make a first-round bye in the Region 19 tournament. So that's why it's important to get 4. It doesn't kill your season if you don't get to that threshold, but it certainly gives you a much bigger advantage.
So the starting lineups just now are going to be introduced on the court. Everything a little delayed because of the pregame ceremony. So we'll take a quick break here on Brookdale TV, and we'll come back with the opening tip coming up next.
Let's go!
Brookdale Community College, the power to provide accessibility to over 60 degree and certification classes on campus and online, to provide a rich community of faculty and student life, to provide affordability through financial aid, scholarships, and grants. Brookdale Community College, the power to provide you the access, affordability, and community to reach your education goals. Join us March 31st from 1 to 4 at our Spring Open House. RSVP today at brookdalecc.edu/open house.
Brookdale Community College 11-week term. Come inside to get a glimpse of the education, community, and convenience Brookdale offers.
How you doing? I'm Makai Morgan from Piscataway, New Jersey. I play point guard here at Brookdale Community College. Here I study health.
Back inside the Collins Arena, getting set for the opening tip, Brookdale and Camden in the regular season finale. Final time Brookdale will take the floor before the region tournament, which they hope will have them in a bye situation, in which case they would play on March the 2nd right here at the Collins Arena. The officials this evening, Elliot Clark, Daniel Basile, and Matt Wolski, and we're ready to go. And underway with the Jersey Blues controlling it. Here's Gatling. Here's Sutton. 12 to shoot for the Jersey Blues as Hawkins Back for Sutton. Hawkins cuts to the basket, high off the glass. Shot doesn't go, but he is going to the line. And so the first foul charge to Camden comes in the game's opening minute.
And right away we see Brookdale attacking the rim. That's one of Coach Chizak's bread and butter, so to speak, this season when he tells his players, attack the rim, go to the basket. That's one of Brookdale's strengths. And Tyler Hawkins does a nice job with nice ball movement on that first possession.
First attempt is no good. Camden's going to make a substitution. Thomas Abidapo is in. And William Joseph, who picked up the foul, and that's a quick hook. 25 seconds in. As Hawkins missed a pair, and it's rebounded by Abidapo.
Well, keep in mind, Camden only has 7 players suited up to go tonight, so they don't have as large of a bench as they have had in the past. So they're going to have to be careful not to get themselves into foul trouble early on.
And it's taken here by Jordan Smith off the turnover. Sutton pops a 3, and he's got it. Randy Sutton from long range.
You know, Randy Sutton's coming off of 17 points in that game against Passaic. He had 2 threes in that game, and he's really starting to get comfortable from behind the arc. Did I take your stat sheet? Did I take the stat you were going to say?
You know you didn't.
You looked at me as if I did. Sorry about that.
Sometimes that does happen. Here, feed it down low for Sangar, and that was well contested as Smith comes down with it. Smith for Gatling. Gatling cutting through, and he draws the foul. So Brookdale getting to the line on a couple of occasions to start, and they are certainly hoping for better results from the free throw line. This has been a particular area of struggle for quite some time now.
Well, it's been an area that they've really struggled with all year. Teray Gatling shoots 69% from the line. The team as a whole is 66%. That's not a great average, and certainly when you have close games, and there's been a lot of close games that Brookdale has had this season, if you can't make your foul shots, it really hurts you. It really hurt them particularly in that Middlesex County game a couple of weeks ago, where they were in that game. They had a 16-point lead, but down the stretch, they couldn't make their shots and they couldn't make their free throws.
Well, that time Gatling makes them both. 5-0 Brookdale to start. Here is Abidapo finding Sangar, and he gets the roll. Ishmael Sangar puts the Cougars' first points on the board. Sutton a crossover, a floater, doesn't fall. And a loose ball foul will have possession going in the other direction as Brookdale picks up their first.
Yeah, I think they're going to get Jordan Smith going over the back. Let's see. Probably a good call, trying to go over Nassim Hinson there underneath the basket.
Just underway tonight, 2 minutes in. For both of these teams, it is the final game of the regular season, as drawing the foul is Keyshawn Smith, and you got to watch him, a guy who averages 20 points a game for Camden this year and is really the lone weapon they have offensively, the only player who averages double figures.
Yeah, he's a special player for sure. I mean, he's very quick, has good speed, can shoot the ball very well, so Brookdale's definitely got him circled on their list of players that they have to keep an eye on when they play Camden.
The freshman who hails from Queens, New York. One more attempt coming up. The foul was on Sutton. Each team has picked up 2 thus far. And Smith splits a pair. Rebound Gatling. Jordan Smith on a pull-up jump. And the rebound snatched by Sangar. Camden's been a very good road team this year. They're under 500 at home, but sport a 7-6 mark in road games. Here is Abidapo. Sangar backing up. Shot clock's down to 8. And possession will stay with the Cougars as Hawkins nearly came away with a steal. Camden will have to hurry with 5. It's Smith. He's called for an offensive foul. He extended the arm against Sutton.
Yeah, Camden just trying to force the issue there with the shot clock winding down. Unfortunately, they get a foul to go against them offensively against Smith. Brookdale, though, they really haven't been as energetic as I would have expected them to be early on in this game. They've had some good shots, and they've certainly been able to push the ball up the floor, but we really haven't seen the up-tempo offense so far.
Here's a foul, and already Camden has 4 team fouls, and we have played short of 3 minutes. Hawkins inbounding. For Calhoun, the jumper, it goes down for 2.
And you and I talked about it in the Passaic game. He has such a nice jump shot, and it seems like every time he comes down the floor, if he's open and you give him the opportunity to shoot, he's going to make that bucket.
Abitapo, nice move, and he banks it in. Thomas Abitapo was the early substitution into the game. He's got his first points. There's Smith drawing a foul on the other end. So Brookdale has been in attack mode from minute 1, and that's had them get many opportunities at the free throw line.
Yeah, it was a good job by Abitabo on the other end for Camden, but then difficult time for the Cougars getting back in transition, and that's what led to that drive that Smith was able to get to the bucket. He got fouled, and now he's at the line.
Smith at 71%.
You know, Jordan Smith had some really big buckets in that game against Passaic, Brian. Several of them coming late in the game where I think at one point Brookdale was down by 6 with about 4.5 minutes left. Out of the timeout, they were able to get 3 consecutive baskets, and Smith was a big factor behind that. So he played very well in that game.
And we'll have a timeout. It's taken by Camden. They are coached by an interim coach in DeLorean Hurd, as Luau Batista, the veteran head coach of the Cougars in his 8th season, is rehabbing from knee surgery, and so he is not accompanying the team on the road. Meanwhile, for Brookdale, you referenced the Passaic game, and interestingly for Brookdale, that was a very balanced scoring attack. All 5 starters registered double figures, one of their better performances in that regard.
Yeah, they actually played very well, and Passaic, to their credit, went toe-to-toe with Brookdale really throughout the game. No team could really get out to too much of a lead. Anytime that would happen, the other team would come back and tie the game, so it was really a close game wire to wire.
9-5 Brookdale. Camden possession outside the timeout. Slowly operating. That's a near steal, but then getting it back is Sangar. And will they count the basket? No, it's an offensive foul. There wasn't a clear signal until well after the whistle. But it is an offensive foul.
Ooh, I don't know, Brian. I thought Smith may have been moving just a little bit there. I know there was some contact, but anytime you have a charge called your way, you really have to set your feet. I don't know if Smith was quite set there on the low block.
Calhoun for Sutton, 3 on the way, bucket. Randy Sutton has hit a pair from behind the arc. And Brookdale with a 7-point cushion. Camden takes their time getting into the offense. He's playing catch along the perimeter, shot clock winding down, it's at 6. Garrett against Sutton. Garrett puts it up, shot misses, offensive rebound is taken by the Cougars. Back out for Hinson, a fake. His pass is taken by Hawkins, saves it for Calhoun, but then it's taken back in the backcourt by Keyshawn Smith. Smith potentially a 3-on-2. Hinson for Abitapo, drives through the lane and lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice recovery there by Camden. This 2-3 zone that Brookdale has dropped into on defense is really bothering them, but able to get a bucket sort of in transition there inside.
Sutton, that's been his spot. This time he gives it away.
And monkey see, monkey do. Now Camden goes to a 2-3 zone, and you saw the turnover that they were able to cause there on that possession for Brookdale.
It's Tyvon Frisbee who got the steal. He's checked into the game.
Camden's got to get the ball inside. That's how you beat a 2-3 zone defense. They haven't been able to do that thus far.
Smith is stripped, and then Frisbee is fouled. And is it another offensive foul? It looks to be. Oh, no, they call it travel. Brookdale by 5. Here is Forbes just into the game, and he turns it over. Back the other way is Garrett. Ronell Garrett all the way, blocked by Smith. Jordan Smith getting back in transition.
Just nice patience here by Smith, being able to time the block just right. Clean rejection. Nice aggressiveness, though, by Garrett. I like that aggressiveness going to the rim. Camden, I think, has been hesitant to do that. Not on that possession.
That's Frisbee, and Tyvon Frisbee, the easy basket. Pass deflected out. Brookdale, the overall record is at 18-8, 12-7 in conference play. And of course, very good here at the Collins Arena where they're at 10-3. They've had some turnover problems so far tonight, as that's Smith who can't get it to fall initially, but the tip-in goes. And now Paul Chizek, not happy with his team's effort, is going to take a timeout. So 6 minutes gone by. And you mentioned just so far kind of the sluggish nature that this game is off to, and maybe in part that could be attributed to the 6 o'clock start. Interestingly enough, Walt Chizek was telling us before the game that a lot of times can play with players' heads and kind of throw them off.
Yeah, he was using a very interesting analogy describing that and saying that sometimes, even though there's not that big of a difference between playing 1 hour earlier as opposed to usually being played at 7 o'clock, a lot of the men's games are played at 7 o'clock in the Collins Arena, he says that it messes kind of with your psyche as a player because just like anything else, now you're doing everything an hour in advance, and sometimes it kind of throws your rhythm off a little bit. So it could potentially be why we've seen a little bit of a slow start, but I think Brookdale and Camden will both kind of wake up as the game goes along.
Calhoun unable to hit. Here's Hinson.
And again, you see a 2-3 zone here. Camden not getting that ball inside. Not really a whole lot of movement in the paint. I'm a little bit surprised. They have to go inside to beat that zone.
Garrett, tough shot off the glass. No, a bit of Poe back up with it. That won't go. Tip it again, won't fall. Finally corralled by Jordan Smith. He's got to refine the handle on it, and then bumped into by Frisbee. Team foul number 7 already.
I will say, though, even though this is now going to put Brookdale at the line because Camden's in the bonus, nice job boxing out by the Cougars. They just could not convert, but already we're starting to see the size. Camden brings a lot of size to the floor, and they're doing a good job on offense when that shot goes up, is positioning themselves underneath the basket and boxing out. They weren't able to get the rebound, they weren't able to secure it, and that's part of the battle, but they're putting the bodies underneath. Now they just have to execute underneath the bucket.
Change for the Cougars. Corey Avery has checked in. And he replaced Ronell Garrett. Second attempt for Jordan Smith, the freshman from Hazlitt. 1 out of 2. Rebound controlled by Frisbee. 13-11, Jersey Blues with a 2-point edge. Smith to the corner and Avery. Hinson, a bit of Poe. Bank shot, no, and it's taken by Smith. Forbes, volleyball style for Sutton off the glass, doesn't get the roll, and then a bit of Poe, the rebound.
What a shame, because that was an incredible, like you said, volleyball pass from Forbes to Sutton.
Shot misses by Smith, but Keyshawn Smith is going to the line. Third team foul against the Jersey Blues. And it's on Jameer Calhoun. Smith shoots it at 63%. Ishmael Sangar is back in as Tyvon Frisbee heads for the Cougars bench. And 2 out of 2. By the way, do you notice when the game is tied, the scoreboard, both colors are identical? It only does that when the score is tied. I noticed that only a couple games ago.
We've been doing games how many years now, and you just noticed that?
That's Sutton, missed it short, and it's out of bounds. Brookdale will retain it.
I kind of like it because it catches your attention. Now I think they're going to decide, the officials are going to try to decide if they need to reset the shot clock at all. I don't believe that they should.
It's reading 12. Sutton. And an offensive foul before the inbounds pass was delivered. Let's see who they got here. Stephon Forbes charged with his first.
Yeah, they called Forbes with an illegal screen there. I didn't quite see what happened, but Brookdale's kind of been shooting themselves in the foot so far with these fouls. We talked about that Camden's had some foul issues, but Brookdale at the same time hasn't done necessarily a great job at being able to execute and capitalize on those mistakes.
Brookdale takes it off the turnover. Smith pulls up, shot in and out, and it's rebounded by Sangar. Neither team is shooting particularly well to start. They played just over 8 minutes, tied up at 13. Avery with Forbes. Abidapo baseline delivery, he connects.
And that was interesting on that possession there for Camden. Brookdale went with a 3-2 zone, but Camden didn't really get too freaked out about that. They were able to patiently move the ball around. Again, I still think they have to go inside more, but they did a nice job on that possession.
Calhoun was blocked initially, but he stays with it and scores.
Yeah, Calhoun is just such a big target downstairs that Smith was able to get to. As you see this fast break, that was the volleyball-style pass from Forbes to Sutton a couple of plays ago.
I think the volleyball team plays in this building
They
too,
do,
right?
yeah.
Maybe Forbes has a future there, perhaps. That's a turnover. And Brookdale will make a pair of changes here. Tyler Hawkins and Khalil Campbell for the first time to replace Forbes and Calhoun. So we'll reset the Brookdale lineup. They have Hawkins, Gatling, Sutton, Campbell, and Smith. 15 all. Swing it cross court. Hawkins. Fade away. Short. On a bounce to Hinson. He's got a running start with it. Hinson is fouled. It was tough to pick up at 5'5". He's shifty, and he gets to the free throw line. Hinson, a 56% free throw shooter. As a team, Camden, just 62%. So this is not an area where either team particularly excels. Ronell Garrett has come back on for Camden. And nothing added to. Loose ball taken by Smith, or Gatling. And then he loses it. Both teams have been very sloppy. And Abidapo, the uncontested throwdown.
Yeah, good transition bucket there by Abidapo, getting ahead of the defense. Again, Camden's doing a nice job the last couple of minutes. They've gone 2-3 zone the last several times down the floor, and it's thrown Brookdale off a little bit. They haven't been able to convert.
Smith a spin, he couldn't convert. Gatling was able to throw it off Sangar, but they got a Camden foul. And it's on Sangar, who has his arms up in the air. He can't believe it. Gatling was in pretty much an impossible spot there.
Yeah, I don't really know where the foul on Sangar was. I didn't see him make any contact that would have warranted a foul. Now, granted, we're looking at it from a different angle than the officials on the floor, but I thought that just Gatling made a nice play out of bounds, spiking it off of Sangar's foot. I didn't see a foul.
71% free throw shooter. We'll get another attempt. Camden has picked up 18 fouls already. One added 2. 1 point Camden lead. There's a whistle.
Shot clock wasn't reset.
That oftentimes is the reason for a whistle when you don't know why there was a whistle.
Well, I mean, it's important. I mean, the shot clock's got to be at the right number each possession. Good job by the officials realizing that.
About halfway through this first half. Avery on the drive and the floater. Can't get it to fall. Rebound Smith. Smith looking to run. A little out of control, finds Sutton. Makai Morgan is in now. And Morgan will settle things down. That's an errant pass. It's picked off by Abidapo. On a bounce for Hinson. In traffic, shot misses off the rim, but it's tipped home. Abidapo got to it. And Camden has a 3-point lead. Bounce it for Gatling, and he can't handle it.
I tell you what, Camden's doing a very good job with this 2-3 zone the last several possessions. Brookdale wants to go inside, but their passes are just a little bit lazy. They're not really firing it in there like we've seen in the past. They're not using as much energy, and that's what's leading to these turnovers.
Turnovers have been problematic. Nearly another one. Calhoun able to get to it. Off the glass, he banks it in. Tough shot, Jameer Calhoun.
We talked about how Calhoun is such a good player. That's one of the reasons why. Not a great-looking possession, but when he gets the ball, he's able to make something with nothing and score 2 points.
Brookdale within 1. Around the perimeter it goes. Shot clock down to 8. Cougars taking their time. Avery's doubled. 3 to shoot. Pass tipped and stolen by Sutton. Nothing doing that possession for Camden as the clock was winding down. Sutton slip it inside. Gatling able to save it. And then it's a steal for Hinson. Hinson grabs hold of it, finds a man. It's Garrett, and it's blocked. Hawkins and Forbes check in as Paul Chizek tries to find the right combination. It's just been a struggle thus far. Inbounds for Garrett. Stepping in front Sutton. It'll stay right here.
Yeah, Brookdale's just struggled to try to find, as you mentioned, Brian, the right balance on the floor. They've gone with a couple of different looks. They've had Makai Morgan on the floor. They've had Stephon Forbes, Tyler Hawkins. So they've substituted a lot of players. They've made a lot of substitutions. Hasn't been because they've been in foul trouble. It's just because Brookdale's trying to find the right combination to match up with Camden.
6 to shoot. Smith with Forbes defending down to 2. Had to put it up. Hinson tees it up. Shot too strong, and it's rebounded by Gatling. Gatling looks to run with it. Forbes. Good ball movement. Sutton on the drive into the lane. Misses, offensive rebound. Smith gets the putback, or Gatling gets the putback.
And a nice job by Gatling. Again, boxing underneath. Look at him go up there for the rebound. He's got 3 bodies around, but nobody boxes out Gatling if you're Camden there.
Brookdale back in the lead, 20-19. Inside 7 minutes to play until the break. Abidapo is called for a travel as he hits the ground. Forbes, quick trigger. He hits a 3. That's what Stephon Forbes does best.
And that's really Forbes' area. That corner 3 shot is really where he likes to be. He's not really a player that likes to drive in too often. He likes to kind of stand his ground around the perimeter, particularly in the corner. And that time, just a beautiful set to give him the ball and a nice finish.
Frisbee comes up with air. And now Brookdale looks to push. Lob it for Gatling. He's able to catch.
Another one.
Forbes in the corner, extra pass, Hawkins on the drive, and the floater gets the roll. Timeout Camden.
And that time on that possession, a nice job by Forbes. He could have taken that three from the corner, but instead gave it up, gave it to his teammate. Unselfish basketball, leading to some points for Brookdale.
It's a 7-0 run for the Jersey Blues. We'll take a break with 6:07 remaining first half here at the Collins Arena.
Sciences. So when I transfer, I would like to become an athletic trainer and study more on that part. And that's the reason why I came to Brookdale, because not only is it a good basketball school, but it's a great academic school also.
We're very proud here at Brookdale Community College to be co-hosting the first annual New Jersey Auto Tech Competition in partnership with NJ Car. Students who are competing here today will have the chance to go on to represent the state of New Jersey at the national competition at the New York Auto Show in April. They'll also have the chance to win 2 $1,000 scholarships thanks to the Brookdale Community College Foundation. One of the things that we're most proud of here at Brookdale is our Auto Tech program. It offers state-of-the-art facilities, hands-on training, and pathways to in-demand careers.
Jersey Blues basketball brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza. They are located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincrofts and available online at joycesubsandpizza.com. First half action tonight, single game here on Brookdale TV. Jersey Blues have gone on a run of late to open up a 6-point lead as Smith is fouled. And Keyshawn Smith has a knack for getting to the free throw line, and that's what he will do here.
And that's the right idea if you're Camden. You want to attack the rim, try to get to the foul line. Camden isn't a great free throw shooting team either, Brian. We talked about Brookdale's struggles from the foul line. Camden isn't all that great at it either, but that's the idea. You want to get the ball inside and try to draw some contact. More often than not, you're going to get fouled, and at least you have the opportunity to go to the foul line.
Teray Merritt, one of the 5 sophomores honored pregame, has checked in. And 2 out of 2 for Smith. Hawkins running the point. Sutton drives in and kicks. Forbes pass tip. 10 to shoot. Hawkins a reset. Merritt for Forbes. Open look. Jumper doesn't go. It's rebounded by Smith.
Even though that was a little bit hectic, I like that backing out to the open guy. You got the ball in the paint. You had options at that point. A nice find by Merritt. The shot didn't go in, but that was the right look. Especially with the shot clock winding down as far as it was.
Smith is called for a travel. He didn't quite think so.
You know, we've seen Camden turn the ball over a lot, especially on traveling violations in this first half alone, Brian. I don't know if it's just jitters or has something to do with the way that Brookdale is running their defense, but we've seen Camden turn the ball over a lot, especially when it comes to traveling on the floor.
Merritt puts up a baseline jumper. Offensive rebound, Gatling. Forbes on a pull-up. Doesn't get the roll, off the glass and controlled by Sangar. Four and a half remaining first half. Sangar posting, dishing. Smith, jumper, it goes down. Keyshawn Smith.
And Smith able to do that with a hand in his face. Forbes had closed out on him, but it didn't matter. He's still able to knock down that shot.
Tightly contested game. Gatling called on a travel. Each team has turned it over a plentiful.
And a lot of people may look at Camden from a glance and say, well, the team is not quite at the level of Brookdale towards the top of the Region 19 conference. And I disagree with them if anybody says that, because Camden is a very good team. Remember, they're one of the very few teams that beat Rowan College of Gloucester County, the winner of the regular season in the Region 19 conference. So one of the 3 losses that they had was to Camden. I know that was earlier on in the season. Certainly as the season goes along, things change, but they're a good basketball team.
Hinson gets it to go. Boy, that is tough at 5'5". And he is not afraid to go inside. Sutton on the attack, and he draws the foul. So Randy Sutton will try to give the Jersey Blues the lead again. Foul is on Sangar, and that is his third. So he in all likelihood is set to check out. Thomas Abidapo in as we speak. And Sangar doesn't sit on the bench, he sits on the first row of the bleachers. Randy Sutton, the freshman out of Harlem, New York, as here's another change for the Cougars. And it's Corey Avery for Rennell Garrett. Sutton out of Fort Lee High School. Can't get it to fall. 1 out of 2 from the line, Brookdale up 1. Abidapo is triple teamed. Smith comes up short on a 3-point attempt. And now Jordan Smith leads the break. Bounces for Sutton, and he's fouled. That was an explosive fast break, and Sutton right back to the line.
And you can see where Brookdale really makes their money when they can get out and run. We really haven't seen them be able to do that too much in this first half, but there it is right there, and Smith leading the charge, getting the team down the floor. Sutton able to be aggressive, catch that pass, and then go to the rim. And now for Camden, I think you mentioned it a moment ago, Brian, Camden now in the double bonus.
They've had maxed out now in team fouls with 10. Still hoping for better results from the free throw line in this game. And Sutton may have started a trend, making both that time.
It's important for Brookdale to make their foul shots in a close game like this. We talked about it early on in the first half, how they've struggled this year. Some players have had more struggles on the foul line than others. It just hasn't been one of their strong suits, but they have got to make their foul shots in close games.
Hinson can't hit from the outside, tapped out, and picked up by Keyshawn Smith. Reset of the shot clock for the Cougars as they operate down by 3. Smith will get it reset up at the top. 10 to shoot now. Smith slicing through. Can't get it to go, but he is going to the line.
And that's why Smith is such a good player. He had 2 bodies on him. He was somehow able to split the defense, get in the paint, draw contact, and now he's at the foul line. For Brookdale, I'm kind of surprised. They've really stayed in a zone defense really since the opening tip, Ryan. I don't believe they've ever come out of a zone defense from what I've seen up here. Maybe from time to time, every now and then they'll go man on one possession when they're back on defense. But for the most part, they've stayed in zone. We know Coach Chizak doesn't like to play zone too often, but that's been their strategy in this game thus far.
Smith comes up empty, but Gatling unable to save it. And that gives the Cougars another possession. Inbounder William Joseph. Lob it out for Garrett. Avery catching fire, no good. And Smith is interfered with coming down with the rebound. And that's free throws coming up.
And Camden's got to be careful. I think it may already probably be too late to be saying this, but Camden has got to be careful that they don't continue to commit these fouls, especially with only 2.5 minutes left to go in the first. You still have another half of basketball to go. You're in this ball game, but what you don't want to do is you don't want to hurt yourself continually with fouling. You're already in the double bonus, so Brookdale's going to be shooting 2 foul shots for the remainder of the half regardless, but you don't want to pile it on and continue to rack up these fouls with players that you need to be on the floor for the second half in order to make this game close. Keep this game close, I should say.
Smith splits a pair. 29-25, Brookdale leads it. Matchup of the number 5 team in the Region 19 standings in Brookdale and number 11 in Camden. As of tonight, both would qualify for postseason play. 2 minutes to go now in the half as Abitapo misses the bank shot. He thought he was fouled, and now Brookdale's running. It's Hawkins. What a move, and he scores. Timeout Cougars. 30-second stoppage, and we'll take another look as this is worthy of it. Well, there's the no call on the Abitapo drive, but what it led to was a Hawkins transition basket. And you know, so many times when we talk to Paul Chizek before the game and we ask him what is the strategy for his team, his response is run, and run some more. And I don't think they've been able to run as much as they would have liked, and that probably is the reason they haven't been able to open things up as of yet.
Well, we have seen that, and I think we've talked about it throughout the first half, that Brookdale really hasn't been able to run as often. They haven't been able to push the tempo as frequently as we've seen in other games. You have to credit Camden's defense for that. They really haven't allowed Brookdale to get out and run. I think that's one of the reasons why the game is close, and Camden is still, despite having all these foul issues in the first half, still in this ball game. But yeah, certainly when they are able to run the ball and push the ball up the floor, they're very dangerous.
Able to get it across. Smith. His last touch by Brookdale. Cougars will inbound it underneath.
Ooh,
outside, and Sutton looked like he touched it last out of bounds, but it'll be Brookdale ball.
Yeah, I thought he touched it too, Brian. That looked like a swat out of bounds clearly by Randy, but officials give it to him.
There was no argument on the Camden side. Sometimes our bird's eye view gives us a disadvantage. Here's Sutton. Can't hit the three. And who is it off of?
I think they're going to give it off of Brookdale, so they give it back to Camden there. But yeah, this last minute and a half is going to be crucial for Camden. We're kind of at the point now where Brookdale, they haven't really quite established themselves in the game, but they're close. They've got a 6-point lead. Camden needs a bucket here to stay close going into the locker room.
Garrett is fouled. Paul Chizek, thus far a fairly tame evening for him. Hasn't had too much to yell about. This is the second foul on Jordan Smith. And it sends Ronell Garrett, sophomore out of Sicklerville, New Jersey, where he gets the roll on the first one. Here's Stephon Forbes checking in for the final minute 5 of the first half.
And Garrett, speaking of free throws, is actually the best foul shooter on the entire team for Camden at 83%. So if there's one person that you don't want to foul if you're Brookdale, it's Garrett.
He gets 1 out of 2. Hawkins misses. It's tipped to William Joseph for the rebound.
Opportunity here for Camden to cut into that Brookdale lead.
Smith on a bounce for Frisbee, who gets it to go.
That's a big bucket.
Tyvon Frisbee, the S is silent. And he cuts the deficit to 3.
Now
31-28, come up on a half minute remaining. Ball movement, Sutton. Hawkins swings it for Forbes. Merritt, back out Hawkins on the drive and the fake. Coming up with a Gatling with 5 to shoot. Inside, he gets it to go.
That was a big bucket, something that you can try to build momentum on going into the second half, but now Camden's got the opportunity to hold for the final shot.
Shot clock turned off, 6 to shoot. Garrett is kicked out of bounds. 3.3 ticks remaining. Camden will inbound it. They'll have to move quickly with Garrett to trigger it in. Brookdale gets lined up defensively. In for Joseph. Frisbee had it go through his hands. He didn't catch the Frisbee. And now there's 4/10 of a second remaining. We'll see if Brookdale tries to put it up. Hawkins didn't get it off in time. And it goes off the shot clock, hits the rim. And that ends the first half. An eventful first half, a lot of fouls, 18 of them combined. But after 20 minutes of play tonight in the regular season finale, it's Brookdale 33 and Camden 28. So resetting the top story of the game, which we talked about in the open, a big game for both teams, but especially for Brookdale, because with a win and potentially some other things happening, they want to get a top 4 spot so they don't have to play before March 2nd and 3rd here at the Collins Arena. And thus far, they played well enough to have a 5-point lead.
Well, certainly. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the prettiest game on either side of the basketball for Brookdale or Camden, but they still have a 5-point lead going into the break, and it certainly is an important game for both teams. For Camden, you want to have some momentum going into the Region 19 tournament. They're already in. Even if they lose tonight, they'll still be above 500 going into the tournament, so they're in. Brookdale's just trying to decide where they're going to be as far as seeding is concerned, so if they can get a win, it would certainly be beneficial. Camden, though, is right in this game, and you have to credit them. We talked about it at the end of the first half. Brookdale hasn't been able to push the ball up the floor. They haven't been able to be in tempo like we've seen in past games, and I think part of the reason is because Camden has done a good job of getting back in transition on defense, which has not allowed Brookdale to get out and push the ball up the floor. So Camden's in the game. They just have got to stop hurting themselves with committing so many fouls on the floor.
So Brookdale leads it. They're looking for win number 19 to close out the season and trying to wrap up this season before postseason play begins. We're at the halftime break right now. Tim and I are coming back after the break for the start of the second half. After this, here on Brookdale TV.
Competition was definitely very challenging. Some easier parts, some harder parts. I kind of got to put a variety of all my different skills in. I definitely felt very excited. It feels good to put my skills to the test and see what I can truly do.
What we did today was a product of 3 years into training. We created a competition statewide. The students here were here with their instructors, with their family. They moved through each session, enjoying every minute, and we are about to award the trophies.
And our first place team is Hunterdon County Polytech.
Can't tell you how awesome that feels.
We thank Brookdale Community College for having this contest. Obviously, this is the first one, but I'll be honest with you, this is by far one of the best ones that we've been at.
I'm absolutely happy. Brookdale Community College is giving me more options for schooling and to learn more about this career.
Hi, my name is Randy Sutton. I'm from Harlem, New York. I play guard.
Over 18,000 students annually, flexible schedules, commitment to student success. Welcome to Brookdale. Convenience of 6 physical campuses throughout Monmouth County. Freehold, Hazlitt, Long Branch, Neptune, Lincroft, and Wall. Plus our 7th campus, online. Amazing campus life. Brookdale will help you craft and share your story. Impressive sports programs. First-rate student services. Career services help you land your first job. One Brookdale. Academic excellence. Our commitment to demonstrate a consistent level of teaching and service throughout the entire college.
Students are now earning their Rutgers bachelor's degrees at Brookdale Community College's flagship campus.
Brookdale Community College. You are the future. Welcome. Well, the semester's coming to an end, and students are either cramming for finals or stressing about what their next step is. But if you come across the Brookdale Bankier Library, you'll find people who are willing to help you de-stress, relax, and clear your worried mind. Oh, and did I mention that these people were therapy dogs? Yeah, let's go check it out.
My name's Tyara, and I'm here to pet some dogs and be not stressed. Dogs just have this peaceful aura. Petting them just calms me instantly.
My name is Michelle Fields, and we're here with all the therapy dogs to help the students de-stress. Since she was 6 months old, she just had a docile nature, and she loved people, and she especially loved kids, and she would let kids do anything to her. So we knew that she would be a great therapy dog. So I had the dream of taking her into the hospital and helping out sick kids, going to visit people, and so it took about 6 months of training, and she passed all her tests. And now we go regularly to Monmouth Medical. We visit the pediatric ward and the cardiac ward, and we were invited to come here today.
I think it's just a great way to get your hands on an animal and feel their love and energy, and they bring a smile to everyone's face, and they keep everyone calm. Just to see the student's face when they see him, it brings so much joy to my heart and his, and he loves helping everyone.
I just like dogs. They make me happy. So how do you think this is helping you guys de-stress from the academic semester?
Nice to take a break from everything and just get to hang out with somebody that just, all he does is want to make people happy.
It's a good distraction, and it is very relaxing to just be with a companion who just wants to be pet and have attention and love and give that back.
My name is Brittany Harrison, and this is my dog, my therapy dog Charlie, and we're here helping students de-stress. Charlie loves everyone, and he usually always brings a smile to everyone's face.
Well, that's all the time we have here today, because I'm going to be spending the rest of my day petting some pups. To learn more about events at Brookdale, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Perola with Brookdale Television. Thanks for watching.
Brookdale Community College 11-week term. Come inside to get a glimpse of the education, community, and convenience Brookdale offers.
Hello, we are here today in Wall Township, home to Brookdale's new 37,000 square foot classroom building, where college officials, dignitaries, and current Brookdale nursing students gather for the official ribbon cutting ceremony.
This is the day that we've been waiting for 17 years. This is the grand opening that we have planned for, and so today is just so super magnificent.
Wall campus actually has been here for a long time. It's been back since about 2001. The campus was originally built here, but we have this beautiful, gorgeous new building behind me, this 37,000 square foot. It is a state-of-the-art facility where we have increased the number of access to laboratories for our STEM education, also for healthcare education.
With Brookdale and these modern campuses and this edifice of 37,000 square feet, it is really a big, big plus to move Monmouth County along further on the 21st century.
Wall is offering simulation. It's going to be a lot more in depth and I think in detail, so I think it would be better for us as students. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a great program. And again, I'm excited just to be at the Wall campus.
Brookdale at Wall provides a full array of Brookdale services and course offerings, plus access to baccalaureate and master degree courses through our partner, New Jersey City University. For more information, please visit us at brookdalecc.edu. semester's coming to an end, and students are either cramming for finals or stressing about what their next step is. But if you come across the Brookdale Bank Year Library, you'll find people who are willing to help you de-stress, relax, and clear your worried mind. Oh, and did I mention that these people were therapy dogs? Yeah, let's go check it out.
My name's Tyra, and I'm here to pet some dogs and be not stressed. Dogs just have this peaceful aura. Petting them just calms me instantly.
My name is Michelle Fields, and we're here with all the therapy dogs to help the students de-stress. Since she was 6 months old, she just had a docile nature, and she loved people, and she especially loved kids, and she would let kids do anything to her. So we knew that she would be a great therapy dog. So I had the dream of taking her into the hospital and helping out sick kids, going to visit people, and so it took about 6 months of training, and she passed all her tests. And now we go regularly to Monmouth Medical. We visit the pediatric ward and the cardiac ward, and we were invited to come here today.
I think it's just a great way to get your hands on an animal and feel their love and energy, and they bring a smile to everyone's face and they keep everyone calm. Just to see the student's face when they see him, it brings so much joy to my heart and his, and he loves helping everyone.
I just like dogs. They make me happy.
So how do you think this is helping you guys de-stress from the academic semester?
Nice to take a break from everything and just get to hang out with somebody that just, all he does is want to make people happy.
It's a good distraction, and it is very relaxing to just be with a companion who just wants to be pet and have attention and love and give that back.
My name is Brittany Harrison, and this is my dog, my therapy dog Charlie, and we're here helping students de-stress. Charlie loves everyone, and he usually always brings a smile to everyone's face.
Well, that's all the time we have here today, because I'm going to be spending the rest of my day petting some pups. To learn more about events at Brookdale, visit our website at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Sophia Perola with Brookdale Television. Thanks for watching.
Brookdale Community College 11-week term. Come inside to get a glimpse of the education, community, and convenience Brookdale offers.
Hello, we are here today in Wall Township, home to Brookdale's new 37,000 square foot classroom building, where college officials, dignitaries, and current Brookdale nursing students gather for the official ribbon cutting ceremony.
This is the day that we've been waiting for 17 years. This is the grand opening that we have planned for, and so today is just so super magnificent.
Wall campus actually has been here for a long time. It's been back since about 2001. The campus was originally built here, but we have this beautiful, gorgeous new building behind me, this 37,000 square foot. It is a state-of-the-art facility where we have increased the number of access to laboratories for our STEM education, also for healthcare education.
With Brookdale and these modern campuses and this edifice of 37,000 square feet, it is really a big, big plus to move Monmouth County along further on the 21st century.
Wall is offering simulation. It's going to be a lot more in depth and I think in detail, so I think it would be better for us as students. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a great program. And again, I'm excited just to be at the Wall campus.
Brookdale at Wall provides a full array of Brookdale services and course offerings, plus access to baccalaureate and master degree courses through our partner, New Jersey City University. For more information, please visit us at brookdalecc.edu.
Back inside the Collins Arena, getting set to start the second half. 33-28, Brookdale leads it. Brian Goudsford, Tim Catalfamo here with you. And Tim, as Brookdale starts the second half, I think Paul Chizek would like to see his team do a little bit more running.
Well, they certainly need to get out and transition a little bit more. We talked about it at the end of the at the end of the first half, I should say, where Brookdale wasn't really able to push the ball up the floor. Credit Camden's defense for that, but certainly that's the strategy. I mean, that's really where Brookdale's strong suit is, if they can get out and run and push the ball up the floor. So that's definitely their game plan, to run, to push the ball up the floor, and to attack the rim.
And the second half underway, so let's take the action. And then I think for Brookdale defensively, the key is going to be stopping Keyshawn Smith, which has proven no easy task.
Well, like I said in the first half, and you and I were talking about it, he's one of the more talented players on the floor for Camden. So Brookdale's going to have to stop him in some way. And if Camden's frankly going to get back into the ball game, it's going to have to be on Smith's shoulders. I haven't really seen anybody else be able to step up and fill that role. They played well, Camden has as a whole, especially boxing out down low, but Smith's definitely going to have to take on a much larger role in the second half.
Well, he picks up an offensive foul on Camden's first possession of the second half. Brookdale leads by 5. Calhoun, the turnaround, he's got it.
And speaking of players that were quiet in the first half, Jameer Calhoun really didn't do that much in the first half. He was fairly quiet, so Brookdale also needs him to kind of step up if they want to maintain their lead.
A travel on the Cougars. So the turnovers continue to mount for DeLorean Hurd's squad. Again, he's filling in for the normal head coach Lou Abatista, not with the team on the road. Smith on a fake, drives inside, shot comes up short. Gatling's got the offensive rebound. He'll back it out for Hawkins. Gatling finds a cutting Calhoun, but he couldn't catch it. Keyshawn Smith leading the break. Smith goes glass, and Calhoun's got the rebound, slapped out of his hands by Frisbee, and the Cougars won't get another possession as they'll inbound underneath. Hinson for Frisbee, and that was too easy.
Yeah, just not a very good job out of that inbounds pass. I don't think Brookdale was really quite set on defense, and for Camden, they were able to take advantage.
Brookdale has Hawkins, Smith, Gatling, Calhoun, and Sutton. The original starting lineup on the floor to start the half. They lead by 5 on a night where they thus far haven't been at their sharpest. They'll hold on to it, but only 6 seconds to work with.
Camden, or Brookdale rather, has got to shoot fairly quickly. They're going to have to find some way to get a shot off.
Dangerous pass is picked off by Hinson. He's got Smith with him, blocked by Smith. Jordan Smith on Keyshawn Smith. And that was emphatic.
Just a nice block there by Smith. A little bit of contact, but I like that. Letting it go. You don't want to get too ticky-tacky with the fouls on the floor. It's just a nice defensive play made by Smith.
Abidapo can't muscle it in, stays with it. Reset of the shot clock. Keyshawn Smith just holds.
And again, Brookdale in a 2-3 zone here, Brian. This is very out of character for the Jersey Blues. Coach Chizek likes to be in man-to-man most of the time, but zone really hasn't hurt them too much. They've been able to play fairly well, and Camden has at times struggled.
Hinson misses the 3. Hawkins going all the way in the lefty layup. He is tough to stop in transition. Probably Brookdale's leading scorer in the game so far, as the loose ball is taken by Smith on the floor with it. And they got a Camden foul to boot. It's their second.
Now, I think they're going to give it to Brookdale, if I'm not mistaken.
That has Paul Chizek in disbelief.
It was a strange foul. They were both going for the ball. I think actually Smith was out of bounds at one point. And as a result, that was why the foul was called, because he was trying to go after the ball. So Unfortunately, that's the third foul on Jordan Smith, so he's a player that for Brookdale's got to be careful he doesn't pick up his fourth foul. He's remaining on the floor for now, so he's just, and I think he also injured his wrist too. He's holding his wrist in a way, so not a very good, productive possession there for the Jersey Blues, trying to get back on defense.
See if Camden can take advantage of getting the extra possession. Smith using the high screen. Hinson driving baseline, and he throws it to Sutton. Sutton lost handle of it. Back the other way, the Cougars. A bit of pose, strong move, and gets it to go. 3 minutes into the second half. It's a 5-point Brookdale lead. Jordan Smith for three. Doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Frisbee. And there's a whistle. There'll be a substitution. Each team makes a change.
And that's Smith limping off the court there, Brian. So that's not very good news for Camden. I'm not sure what happened there, but he's going to go to the trainer's table and be looked at by Pete Fusco.
Stephon Forbes in to take his place. Corey Avery has come on for the Cougars. Ball in his hand. Camden way outside near midcourt. Avery. A bit of Poe on the drive. Blocked by Hawkins. Good help defense. Forbes is 1-on-3. Numbers not in his favor. Oh, he scores and one. Stephon Forbes would not be intimidated. I don't know how he scored. There's four dark blue jerseys surrounding him, and unfazed, a chance for a three-point play.
Well, just a nice attack there by Stephon Forbes in transition. And what Forbes did, something that you don't really teach, is just kind of over time you get accustomed to, and great players are able to make this move. When you're coming down the floor straight on, you're going to want to go off to the side, especially if you're going in for the layup. It's very difficult to go straight at the bucket and try to make the layup in transition like that. Forbes recognized that, tried to go out with his left hand, got the contact and the bucket.
Smith misses the layup. He's got it back along the baseline, but he gives it away. Sutton leads the Brookdale charge. Gatling to the basket. In and out, but a foul called. Teray Gatling frustrated he couldn't finish the deal. And so it's Gatling at the line. Another one of the 5 sophomores to be honored pregame. This was a guy who was with the Brookdale team 2 years ago and then not here last year, but his game has taken a big step forward here in his sophomore season.
I was just going to say, he contributed very nicely, coupling playing time along with Jordan Little and Matt Ringel. Remember those names that were here on the Jersey Blues 2 years ago, very talented players. And he then was able to step up in his sophomore season. So overall, his 2 years at Brookdale, he's contributed very nicely, particularly in the rebounding category downstairs.
A bit of Poe, no, and it's rebounded by Sutton. Stephon Forbes. Calhoun, that's his spot, gives it up here. Cutting is Calhoun, blocked by a bit of Poe. Can't save it. Brookdale possession with 14 to shoot, and we'll have a timeout.
Yeah, Calhoun hesitated for some reason just a tad bit, and that allowed Abitabo to get back to him and make that rejection.
We'll take a break with 15 and a half remaining, and the Jersey Blues in front by 7.
It felt like I was actually in the virtual reality game.
like I was on a real live roller coaster. I was going upside down. I was feeling the wind in my hair. It was amazing. Oh my God, that was so cool. I love it. Thank you so much.
For Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our Brookdale TV crew with you tonight. Single game here on Brookdale TV, final regular season game of the year for Brookdale. And they're locked in a good one with the Camden Cougars. It's the Jersey Blues leading by 7. And outside the timeout, Brookdale ball. Hawkins inbounds. Floated in for Gatling along the boundary. Enter it in Calhoun. Able to gather it in, and he's fouled. Fourth team foul on the Cougars, and this one is on Thomas Abidapo.
And again, Abidapo matching up downstairs against Jameer Calhoun. Calhoun kind of slipped a little bit in the paint, lost his dribble for a split second. That allowed Abidapo to get on him, but clearly a foul there on Thomas Abidapo is going to send Jameer Calhoun now to the line. But we continue to talk about the struggles that the Jersey Blues have had from the fouling. Calhoun can't hit either one.
Well, Brookdale's been under 60% from the line in each of their last 4 games. And that's just not a recipe for winning basketball. Hinson drive and kick. Joseph comes up short, and it's rebounded by Gatling. Randy Sutton finds Gatling, and he goes glass for 2.
And that's really Gatling's strength. That's actually where the majority of his points come from, in transition like that, running ahead of the defense, getting a nice pass, or giving it off to somebody to make a play.
Corey Avery rattles home a 3. I've not seen many threes on either end. Here's a steal by Hinson. Hinson for Abidapo for the 2-hand flush.
Nice smart play by Hinson. He didn't really have the size to go right at Jameer Calhoun, but he knew Abidapo did, so he just gave it over to Abidapo, and he's able to finish with the 2-hand flush.
41-37. Brookdale in the lead. Hawkins for 3. It's good. Boy, Hawkins can do a lot of things for you. He can drive to the rim, can shoot the occasional 3, and he's been a welcoming sight for the Jersey Blues since he joined them second semester. Corey Avery, cross court for Smith. 3 on the way. He's got it. Keyshawn Smith drills it. Calhoun is open. He hits the jumper. All of a sudden, it's an offensive exhibition. This is the best stretch of basketball for both sides offensively the last few minutes. Keyshawn Smith, strong drive, and he lays it up and in. And Paul Chizek takes a quick timeout. Full timeout. We'll take another stoppage with 13:05 remaining, and Brookdale up 46-42.
My name is Matthew Walker, and my major is computer science. This event has been pretty fun so far. I enjoyed the VR quite a bit.
I like how you feel like the motion, like you see where you're going, and I was sweating because I thought it was real because the VR headset. I'd probably do it again.
They come to Brookdale with a passion for healthcare, cybersecurity.
46-42, Brookdale leads. Camden has played well on the road where they've fared pretty well all season, a winning record of 7-6. and looking to salvage a 500 season overall. Second meeting between these two teams this year. Brookdale took the first one on Camden's home floor back in December. 13 minutes to play. This is Calhoun. He's got it. Calhoun starting to heat up here in the second half. Both teams have been able to find the stroke of late.
Now Brookdale, interesting, out of the timeout, they've gone back to a man-to-man defense. We haven't seen this too often. See if they're able to stop Camden here.
Bidipo launches and misses. Smith trying to save, but to no avail.
Usually it's the opposite when Brookdale's on defense. Usually we see a lot of man-to-man defense and maybe an occasional zone, but the strategy in this particular game at least has been flip-flop. We've seen a lot of zone from Brookdale, not too much man-to-man, possibly a change out of the timeout.
Hawkins, what a dish to Gatling, who missed it. Now Hawkins lines up a three. And the rebound to Smith. He was battling with Forbes. Camden nearly coughed it up.
Smith almost actually put that in the bucket, actually trying to pass it over.
Smith, it goes and one. Oh, Keyshawn Smith getting to the basket high off the window and a chance for a three-point play.
That's how Smith is just so quick to get to the bucket. We talk about how good of a player he is, how talented he is. He's got the quickness, he's got the size at 6'2". He can really kind of match up against anybody that Brookdale's got on the floor.
Unable to hit from the line. It's a 4-point Brookdale lead. That is taken by Hinson.
I tell you what, Hinson has actually started to step up his performance on defense. Now that's a couple steals that he's had the last couple of minutes in this second half.
Bidipo hands it off for Smith. Smith in the lane with a layup. He gets it to go. He is able to get to the rim at will. One of the reasons he's such an effective scorer. It's down to a 2-point Brookdale lead. Forbes looking to change that. Way off the mark on a three. And Sean Smith leads the other way. Ball movement. Hinson wide open off the back rim on a three, and Sutton the board.
Brookdale got lucky there on that possession, Brian, because they weren't back on defense.
And Sutton gets the continuation and an and one opportunity for Randy Sutton. Gets the rebound on one end and takes it coast to coast.
There's the three by Hawkins a couple of possessions ago. Brookdale really needed that bucket there by Sutton, and they're going to need to start making some more foul shots from the line. I know we've talked about that a lot, but this is a tight game. You can't really leave too many points on the table because Camden has showed that they can come back and score points very quickly.
3-point play is good. 13. Under 11 minutes remaining. Garrett directing traffic. Smith is doubled, gives it up, knocked out of bounds off the Jersey Blues. 11 on the timer for the Cougars. There's DeLorean Hurd. Here is Garrett. Misfires from three. The rebound to Calhoun. Hawkins will slow down the tempo. Emilio Stevenson getting some second half minutes in for the first time. 10 to shoot now. Khalil Campbell for Calhoun. Calhoun a back in fadeaway jumper. It rims in for Jameer Calhoun.
What a move. Along the low block, not only utilizing his pivot foot, but then falling backwards and being able to somehow get that to go in. Now 2-3 zone once again for the Jersey Blues. So they've switched back to a 2-3 zone. Instead of going man-to-man.
Bidipo blocked by Calhoun, and Brookdale comes the other way. Hawkins for Sutton, lines up a three. Way short. Offensive rebound, and the stick back for Stevenson. Timeout after the made basket, as Emilio Stevenson found himself in the right spot. Able to get the putback. We have another full timeout. 9:16 to go. Final regular season game of the year, and Brookdale up by 9.
Fashion merchandising. They graduate and transfer to universities like Georgetown, NJIT, and the Fashion Institute of Technology. They begin their careers as registered nurses, security engineers, and fashion designers. This is what success looks like. And here is where it all starts. This is Brookdale. College redefined, success reimagined. Take your next step at brookdalecc.edu.
They come to Brookdale with a passion for healthcare.
Back inside the Collins Arena, Brian Goudsford, Tim Catalfamo, the rest of our crew with you tonight. Just to update the women's team, their season is over, and they have clinched the regular season title, so they'll next be in action during the region tournament here at the Collins Arena on March the 2nd. And what a season it was on the women's side, culminating in that wild game that we saw over the weekend against Passaic. Meanwhile here, Jersey Blues up by 9, trying to finish off Camden. Garrett, a three, it's good.
Out of that timeout again. Camden doing a nice job of utilizing the players that they have on the floor, and Garrett, who's not really known for his three-point shooting, with a nice look, and now brings Camden to within 6.
Gatling. Hawkins into the lane, tough shot as he goes down, and Gatling was able to throw it off a Cougar. There was certainly contact on that Hawkins drive, no call, and now Brookdale will have to hustle with 6 to shoot. Hawkins the inbounder. Bullet feed for Stevenson. He drives and has it whacked out of bounds, and now there's 3 to shoot. In for Stevenson, quick catch and shoot, in and out. Oh, it was halfway down, and the rebound is Smith.
It's a good look, though, by Stevenson. That's what you want to do when you have 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Avery, he nails it. Corey Avery from deep, and another timeout.
I think they're going to get a technical, actually, on Avery.
A technical foul? Did he taunt after he made that three-pointer?
He may have.
I thought the quick whistle was for a timeout. We've seen a lot of them here in the second half. But you're right, it is a technical, and it is Sutton to shoot the tee. That's just inexcusable. In a game where you're trying to come from behind.
It's certainly not what you want to do. You have to be a little bit smarter than that, and you see Coach Hurd talking to Avery on the sidelines, just trying to remind his young player of that. But these are big foul shots now that Brookdale makes at the other end. As a result of that, and they'll get the ball. So Camden not doing themselves any favors in that regard.
Sutton able to take advantage. Brookdale has left a lot of points at the free throw line lately, but they're able to convert. 57-52, come up on 8 minutes remaining. Sutton, a no-look pass. Calhoun back out to the perimeter. Ball movement, and Sutton, he drives, finds Calhoun, who couldn't catch it. Now he does. Ball moving all over the place. Stevenson for 3. Side rim, Gatling the offensive rebound, and that should be a jump ball. Avery trying to give his team possession. And the possession arrow indicates, let's see, Brookdale ball.
I'm actually surprised that the officials didn't say Avery traveled there. I think Avery may have gotten lucky because Gatling still technically had one hand on the ball, but that was tight to almost be another traveling violation for the Cougars.
Cross court Stevenson. Work it around to Sutton. On the drive, back out to the corner. Stevenson inside the arc, rimming, no. And it's rebounded by Smith. He's doubled, able to dribble out of a crowd. Across midcourt with it, finds Frisbee. Frisbee had it blocked. Calhoun was in the area, ahead of the floor, and too far for Teray Gatling, who ends up in the cheerleaders section.
Just a little bit too strong of a lead there from Hawkins trying to get it to Gatling. But I tell you what, Hawkins made a very nice play on the other end of the floor with that rejection. He positioned his body so that he was able to get his hand up to block the ball but not foul. That was something that you don't talk about as a defensive player too much, but Hawkins did that on that possession. That was very nice.
Loose ball picked up by Abitipo. It'll stay with Camden. They have 6 seconds to shoot. Gatling gets assisted to his feet by Calhoun. The inbounder will be Garrett.
Now if you're Brookdale, you want to try to force Camden to go outside here. You don't want to give up any easy baskets in the paint.
Smith, tough shot, gets the bounce. This game looks like it's headed down to the wire. Paul Chizek probably won't be sitting for long. His team hanging on by 3. Sutton had it poked away by Avery.
And credit Camden. They have fought. They have come ready to play. It hasn't been a pretty game at some points, but they are in this game. They could possibly get a win here in the Collins Arena.
Forbes, he drills it. It's a 3 for Stephon Forbes.
Forbes really has settled into that corner shot. That's kind of become his spot. He's really starting to get more comfortable, and the more playing time that he gets on the floor, the more comfortable he becomes.
6 minutes to play tonight. Camden has been able to keep it close. Smith drives inside. Contact gets it to go. He was looking for the end 1, but he'll take the 2.
And it quite honestly probably should have been. That was, I think, probably a foul on Gatling, but a nice job by Smith putting that basket in. A crucial bucket there for Camden.
Hawkins loses it. Ahead of the floor is Avery. And that's a goaltend as Gatling got back on the shot block attempt, but score the basket for Avery, and it's a 2-point game.
I just talked about it a second ago, how Camden is in this ball game. You see how quickly they can score. They're not going away, so Brookdale's going to have to do a better job in transition on defense.
Anticipation by Smith. And now some perhaps unhappy players. Let's hope this doesn't escalate.
Well, Brookdale's got to find a way to get the ball inside. They have not done that in the last several possessions. They're taking a lot of perimeter shots, as you see Sutton knock down that 3, but they're going to have to get that ball inside, I feel, more often than they are, because Camden's doing a very good job. So I think we have another technical foul.
So this is the second time we've seen a technical foul assessed. This one is a double technical after the Sutton 3-pointer. I don't know if you heard who they got there.
Well, I think they got Forbes, and if I'm not mistaken, Abitibo. I don't know that for a fact. That looked like who the officials were pointing to, but because it's a double technical, it cancels each other out, so there's no foul shots.
Brookdale by 5. Abitipo. Hawkins on the floor to get it and give his team possession by virtue of the possession arrow. Paul Chizek is signaling for a 30-second timeout. And so we'll have a break in the action with 4:56 to go. And this is a game that's picked up here in the second half as both teams have seen much better results offensively.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the shooting has picked up. We're getting closer and closer. I don't know if we're going to get to the average number of points that usually Brookdale puts up on the board. Camden's pretty close to their average. They average about 68 a game. They're at 58 right now. Brookdale in the high 80s. So they certainly have a little ways to go if they want to get to that point. But we certainly have seen the shooting pick up. They're making their shots, both teams are, and they're doing it in different ways. Camden is going inside more often. They're getting nice buckets in the paint, whereas Brookdale has really started to open up their perimeter shooting, which is good, but that's not really their strong suit. I really do think they're going to have to go inside a little bit more and try to attack that rim and maybe get to the foul line if they want to pull this one out.
Brookdale has Hawkins, Gatling, Calhoun, Forbes, and Sutton, the 5 on the floor. They work with a 5-point lead. Calhoun finds Gatling, and now Forbes. Sutton is open. Rimming no on a 3. Calhoun, the putback, plus the foul.
Watch this nice box-out job by Calhoun, getting position over Garrett and then forcing that shot up and in. Those are the plays that Jameer Calhoun makes down low that are so effective for the Jersey Blues offense.
He's averaging near a double-double for the season, 15 points, 9 boards. 3-point play is good. Brings the Brookdale lead to 8.
If you're Camden, you just need an answer. You need some type of momentum, some type of points here to give you a little bit of confidence.
Avery trapped. Jump ball. Possession stays with the Cougars. 12 seconds to work with on the shot clock.
And that's a position where if you're Avery, you get double teamed. A lot of times you forget that you can dribble. You got to dribble your way out of that sometimes. He kind of held onto the ball a little bit too long there in the corner.
Avery for 3. It's an air ball and picked up by Gatling. High pass for Sutton to the corner and Forbes. Hawkins will back up with it. 12 to shoot. They're looking for a good shot. Gatling strips, stays with it. Back out for Hawkins. Sutton tries a 3. Doesn't go, and it's rebounded by Hinson.
Well, you couldn't have used the shot clock any more perfectly there. I know the shot didn't go in, but Brookdale, you can afford to take some time on offense when you have the ball.
That's a foul, and everyone on the Brookdale side in disbelief because they had a good trap worked there. It's on Stephon Forbes, who picks up his 3rd personal foul, and we'll have a timeout. 3:26 to go. We'll take a break here on Brookdale TV. We'll be right back.
Cybersecurity, fashion merchandising. They graduate and transfer to universities like Georgetown, NJIT, and the Fashion Institute of Technology. They begin their careers as registered nurses, security engineers, and fashion designers. This is what success looks like, and here is where it all starts. This is Brookdale, college redefined, success reimagined. Take your next step at brookdalecc.edu.
My name is Teray Gatlin, and I'm from Paterson, New Jersey, and I play forward on the Brookdale men's basketball team. I chose Brookdale as a school to attend to because I love the facility and I love the school, and it also carries my major, which is criminal justice.
Hi, and welcome to the Fall Term Event Celebration. I'm Lauren Conkar for Brookdale TV. We're here at the Bankier Library where students are gathered for games, prizes, free smoothies, food, and more. Let's take a look and see what's going on.
Celebration is so important to the students here at Brookdale because for many of them it's their first experience in an academic library.
It's awesome because we are not only about study.
Jersey Blues basketball brought to you by Joyce's Subs and Pizza. They're located at 655 Newman Springs Road in Lincroft and available online at joycessubsandpizza.com. Final 3.5 minutes remaining of the Brookdale regular season. and for Camden for that matter, before postseason play begins next week. Shot clock's down to 5 for the Cougars. Abitapo for 3, and he's got it. It didn't look like Camden had anything working there, and then Abitapo hits a big 3 to cut it to 5.
And it is a big shot because you look at how much time is left. Camden desperately needed that. Now Brookdale's got to go back on the attack. They can't afford to take too much time on this possession now.
Forbes, jab, step, move. 10 to shoot now for Brookdale.
Not a whole lot of movement here on this possession.
Calhoun backing in and throws it away into the hands of Hinson. Hinson fouled by Hawkins, stopped the fast break.
That's actually not a bad foul by Hawkins because that's only the 5th team foul, and if you're Brookdale, it probably stops an easy 2 there. So not a bad play, but you should still never give Camden the opportunity to get points off of a turnover like that.
Out for Smith. Smith bodied up. Scoops it back up top of the key. Into the lane with it. Scoop layup. Oh, that was crafty. This is a 3-point game. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Crowd getting into it. Cross court Forbes. Ball movement, but no shot with 10 to shoot. Sutton catching fire. In and out. Offensive rebound. Calhoun is fouled. Calhoun able to elevate for that offensive rebound. And Brookdale gets one of their better free throw shooters to the stripe. Ninth team foul on Camden. It's the 3rd on Avery. Of course, this game was originally scheduled to be played a week ago, but snow had other ideas, and so we're playing 7 days delayed. Here's Hinson, and he is fouled.
Brookdale just not really paying attention after those foul shots, allowing Hinson to really come down the floor uncontested. He had a wide open lane to the hoop, too. So, again, Hawkins had no choice but to foul him, but now that's 3 on Tyler Hawkins.
Camden down by 5. Smith comes to the ball. Hawkins defending. Smith, dribble moves, starts the drive, high off the glass, doesn't get it to go. A foul is called, and Brookdale is clapping their hands. It's against the Cougars.
I think they're going to get an over the back on Frisbee that time. And once again, Camden now in the double bonus.
It'll be Gatling, who shoots it at 71%. Gatling, like Calhoun, averaging a near double-double of 14 points and 9.5 rebounds. First attempt, it's good. Ronell Garrett in now, and Tyvon Frisbee to the Camden bench. Gatling along with Calhoun, really the 2 constants for Brookdale from game 1. It's a 7-point lead. Can Brookdale hold it? Camden defeats the press, and Avery is fouled. Again, probably a good foul because the Cougars were going to have an easy basket opportunity.
A good foul, but now you can't use that excuse anymore as a good foul because now you're in the bonus. You send Camden to the line down by 7 with the clock stopped with an opportunity to cut into the lead. So it's kind of a catch-22 there for Brookdale.
Avery, a 59% free throw shooter. Camden needs these ones. And he'll get another attempt. Two out of 2. 70-65.
Those are big free throws by Avery. He usually is one that struggles on the foul line with only 59% from the charity stripe, but Makes them both. That's huge for Camden. Now they just have to stop Brookdale. They cannot allow them to score.
Sutton unable to hit for 3, and Hinson the rebound, the smallest guy on the floor, has gotten his share of rebounds. That's a reach and foul, and it's number 8 against Brookdale as a team.
And
Free
again,
throws coming.
And exactly, again, now you're going to send Camden back to the foul line again. Avery, the last time at the line, now you put a player at the foul line that's a little bit better from the charity stripe, 63% in Smith. So Camden basically is getting the game handed to them on a platter here. They just have to make their foul shots from the line.
And they've made 3 in a row. Smith has 1 more coming to him. For a guy who averages 20 points a game on the year, the only Cougar who averages even double figures. And he's got a pair. This game tightening up. 3-point Brookdale advantage as we hit the 1-minute mark to go. Brookdale needs to execute here. Forbes thought about it. 10 to shoot.
Brookdale's got to get it into Gatling or Calhoun.
Forbes can't hit the 3. Rebound Hinson. He's running with it. Hinson on the floor, and they blow the whistle. What is the call going to be? It's a timeout taken by the Cougars. And we have another full timeout. So with 34.9 remaining, we'll step aside here on Brookdale TV. .9 ticks to go. Brookdale sits in the 5th spot in the Region 19 standings. With a win, they could potentially move up as high as 3, but there's still a lot to be decided, and they won't know their fate until the coming days. Meanwhile, for Camden, they can tie the game on this possession with a 3. About a 9-second difference shot in game clock. Avery going for it all. Misses. Rebound loose and picked up by Smith. A Bidipo on the perimeter. Avery, high arcing delivery, way short. And a jump ball with Hawkins and Smith going for it. Brookdale signaling it's their basketball, and it is. A couple of attempts for Avery, but credit Brookdale for defending the perimeter well.
Yeah, they certainly defended it well. Again, I think if you're Camden, I think you have to question that just a bit because of how much time was left on the clock. They didn't necessarily have to go for the 3. They could have tried to get the ball inside. I don't know if that was the strategy or that was just the way the play played out on the court, but in a situation like that, I like Camden with about 30 seconds left in the game going to the hoop. We know that Brookdale has had some issues with fouls the last couple of minutes. Try to get fouled, and then at that point, if you don't, you can always foul and then take the 3 the next time down the court. But I don't know if I'm necessarily all that thrilled with Camden going for the 3 right out of that timeout.
So Camden huddled up there, and of course the strategy will be go for the steal and otherwise foul immediately. And again, it's a case where Brookdale needs to make their free throws, which, as we documented, have been a struggle.
And now this is probably the most crucial inbounds play that Brookdale's had in a while. They've just got to get the ball in here. Camden's going to play them very tight, trying to get a steal. Because of where Brookdale's inbounding the ball, it's dangerous for them because look at how close Camden is to their own basket right here. Brookdale's basically up against the wall here. They're going to have to somehow find a way to inbound the ball.
Get it in for Calhoun.
There you go. Camden's got a foul now.
And Abidapo grabs Sutton for the foul. So clock stopped with 11.5 to go. Camden is over the limit. It's double bonus situation, 2 attempts for Sutton. A 61% shooter.
And if Randy can make both of these, it pretty much puts the game out of reach, I feel, for Camden with about 11 seconds left.
First attempt, it's good. It's a 2-possession Brookdale lead. Second attempt. 2 big ones for Sutton. Keyshawn Smith across midcourt to the corner. Avery for 3. No! Rebound, Gatling, save! Out of bounds, and it will be Cougar basketball, but only 3.7 seconds.
And Gatling nearly threw it to Smith there as he was falling out of bounds. That would have been an easy 2, so smart play by Gatling, recognizing it and then just kind of just chucking it up there.
Smith misses the 3. Rebound, Hawkins, and that is it. Brookdale finishes the regular season in style as their record will be 19-8. They finish up at 11-3 at the Collins Arena. Another successful season for Paul Chizek and this Jersey Blue program. And Camden will finish the regular season with a mark of 13-15. And next up for both of these teams will be postseason play, which for Brookdale will await the opponent. But there will be more basketball for the Jersey Blues here on Brookdale TV. So we'll get to welcome you back inside. Brian Garrettsworth, Tim Catalfamo here with you. And a game, kind of a nondescript game. I mean, Brookdale did just enough to win, and now we'll await their fate and see if they have another game to play. Otherwise, it'll be in this semifinal game here at home.
Yeah, most likely they'll probably go into the top 4. I was talking with the coaching staff beforehand. They feel pretty confident that if they got a win tonight, they could move into the top 4, which again would give them a bye in the first round for the Region 19 tournament. For Camden, it's a little bit more complicated because now they finished the year just at 500 in Region 19 play, so they'll still be in the tournament, but they will play in those quarterfinal rounds, so they're going to be in a little bit more tougher of a spot than Brookdale is. Credit Brookdale making their foul shots down the stretch. They definitely were able to pull things out. We talked about the struggles that they had in the first half. They were able to make their baskets in the second half. That's, I think, what gave them the win. So a lot to be decided here as far as seeding is concerned. But for Brookdale, I think everyone feels pretty confident that with the win tonight, they can move into the top 4. Now it gives the Jersey Blues an opportunity to kind of take a step back, to work on some things in practice, because the last couple of games, they haven't quite honestly played their best basketball. They haven't been quite at 100% to where we know they can be as far as performance is concerned. So it gives them an opportunity to try to do a reset, but great win for them, and certainly a very big win to try to get them into the top 4.
And you look back at this season as a whole, and about midway through, they were kind of struggling. They were 9-7. The coaching staff was concerned about how they were defending. There was reason to be apprehensive about how this season was going. And then with the lineup changes, losing a Lamar Johnson, a Keyshawn Cummings, but Tyler Hawkins and Jordan Smith fit into the lineup seamlessly, and this team took off second half of the season.
They did, and certainly you lose Lamar Johnson, you lose Keyshawn Cummings. Those are big losses, and I think it was difficult for Brookdale to try to figure out who they were, an identity after those losses. But Tyler Hawkins and Jordan Smith kind of picked right up where they left off, and certainly the team, I think, overall over the last couple of months has come together more than they did in the first couple of months early on in the season. So that's certainly a positive. It certainly is a big improvement. But going forward, yeah, this has been a topsy-turvy type of season for the Jersey Blues. But for them to feel that they've gotten themselves in a position where they can go into the semifinals most likely and play for a title championship in the conference, I think that has to make Coach Chizek feel pretty good.
And they finished the campaign winning 10 of their final 11 games, 19-8 overall. And now next up is postseason play. Tim and I will have the call for that. I want to thank you for joining us all season here on Brookdale TV, and a big thanks to our entire crew who does such great work for us all season long. And now for Tim Catalfamo, I'm Brian Goudsward, and we'll see you coming up for the tournament here on Brookdale TV. Thanks for joining us all season, and we'll be back next week here on Brookdale TV.